Okay, so we are live and we are live and we are live and we are live. We're good. So today we're going to go over truly what's become our signature tool. It's called the voicemail message funnel. And essentially what it allows us to do is not to like I can look at actually don't have a practice phone anymore, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But if I did and I saw it ringing and I was with my practice members and my hands were full and my office was full and the dog was barking and the babies were pooping and all the things were happening, I could look at my phone ringing and not have to worry about it because I know that that's like the one thing that's under control, right? I don't have somebody sitting at my front desk. If you do have somebody sitting at your front desk, this is going to help them have more room. It's going to help create space for them, which is what we want for all of our team members. I was just having a conversation with a client talking about the irony of how we now have 16 people on our team. I literally wrote the book Staffless. I had to learn really quickly how to be good at running a team. And what I know for sure is if someone's dropping the ball on my team, it's more about me than it is about them. It's about the system and it's about the way that they were supported and trained. So this is a way to support our team members. And if we don't have team members, this is a way to protect our what? Our time, energy, and money, because that's what we are always talking about in the Staffless Practice Circles. How do we honor and protect time, energy, money? So here's the concept. I'm going to go into the concept. I'm also going to say this. We are live on Facebook. If you are a Staffless Practice Academy student or a Practice Suite student, we're going to stop our live stream about halfway through and open it up for Q&A. You guys get me all to yourselves. If you're watching us on Facebook and you need to learn more, just comment below and I'll see your comment as I'm live. So please remember that I'm talking about this tool in light of running a practice for pediatrics and prenatal. I'm a chiropractor. That's kind of the lenses through which I see this tool. You apply it through your own lenses. If you're a PT or an OT or you do DOT exams, whatever it is, figure out your groups, and we'll get into that in a minute. Your groups are going to be different than my groups. So the idea is you start with a 3-day a call study. For 3 days, you take a note or you can take a piece of paper. It doesn't matter. I love the idea of, I'm a paper girl. Like I'll take a piece of paper like this and I'll divvy it in 3. Hold on, let's do this for a sec. I'll do this kind of thing. And I'll write down group 1, group 2, and group 3. And I'll have this on a clipboard by my office phone if I had an office phone. Or I'll keep a note on my cell and I'll say group 1, group 2, group 3. And for 3 days, I'll write down the first name of the caller. Hi, Karen. The first name of the caller, the time of day that it is, and one word to remind me of what they're calling about. So if the caller is calling about a new patient exam, I'll put them in a new patient column. If the caller is calling about an admin need, I'll put them in an admin column. If the caller is spam, I'll put them. So those are my 3 columns. Your columns are going to be different than mine, but as your callers are calling in, like if Janet calls on Monday at 2 and she's a new patient looking to schedule, you would put her in the new patient column. If John called at 3:30 and he's a current practice member who hasn't been in 6 months and he's looking to return to care, then you would put him in a returning practice member column. And then if at 4:45 Susie called and she left her umbrella at the office, you would put her in the current practice members with an admin need. So what you'll see if you do this for 3 days, you can imagine what will happen. You'll start recognizing these patterns of who your callers are. So in my practice as a pediatric and prenatal chiropractor, here's who's going to be calling. 1, new practice members with an admin or scheduling need. 2, practice members who haven't been in my office since before the pandemic. And I'm going to explain why in a minute. The 3rd type of caller in my practice is going to be spam. So the reason I'm not including current practice members is because my practice members know that I don't have a phone. They know that I have a practice suite. They know that they can call my office and nobody's going to answer. So they don't call, they text, because that's where I set the bar. I make it really clear, really, really clear to all of my practice members, don't call me because I'm not going to answer. In fact, we don't even have a phone. Text me though, and we'll get back to you within 2 minutes. And literally it's not even within 2 minutes. So now that you have done a study, please do this for 3 days. You might be like, I don't need to do a study for 3 days. You need to do a study for 3 days. I'm telling you that the longer you do the study for, the more patterns you're going to see. Then you'll clearly have a list of who your callers are, usually in a wellness practice. And, we're always getting asked, well, who are your tools for? Therefore, if you have a practice and you serve wellness care, your passion, your commitment is to help your community get better and healthier and clearer with your care, then these tools are for you. So I'd have those 3 groups, and I would then make sure that each one of those groups has a direction. So in my practice, if it's a new practice member with an admin or scheduling need, I'm going to send them to my website. However, please hear me say, if you're sending them to the website, it needs to be crystal clear when they get there what they're supposed to do. So if we're building a website for you, Dr. Karen, this is for you. We're going to say, if you're a new patient with an admin or scheduling need, go to our website and check out the blue button. And then when they get to the website, the first thing they see is what? A blue button, right? We make it really, really, there's no creative demand or burden when they go to the website to kind of weave through all of the weeds and figure out where they're supposed to click to get what they need. It's the first thing that they see. The second group would be for my practice. If you're a long lost practice member coming back, go ahead and text us now. And they'll text us, but they're also going to get a voice message, and I'm going to go into that in a minute. And then I'll say for my third group is spam. All other callers are welcome to leave a message, but know that it's going to take a minute to get back to you because we only check these messages once a week or something like that, right? So the first thing you want to do is define who your groups are. The second thing you want to do is, with as few words as possible, give them a call to action. Call to action would be go to our website, text us now, call back during these hours, whatever floats your boat, right? Everybody's got a different thing. So now you have your groups, and the way that we kind of sandwich this is we'll have you, I always write it out, and I'm actually going to record a voicemail message funnel while I'm on with you guys, so hang tight. So I'll say something sweet like, hey, it's Dr. Jody serving your whole family with the best in care since 2000. I'll take my tagline and I'll plop it in there. And then I'll say, reaching this voicemail means what? It means I'm serving current practice members. It means I can't get to the phone. It means we don't answer the phone. Be authentic in this. If they call at 3 a.m. and you're saying I'm serving practice members, it's probably not so authentic, right? So I would say something like, hey, it's Dr. Jody at Light Source Chiropractic. We've been serving the Clinton community since 2000 with whole family care. Reaching this voicemail means we are not able to get to the phone. In fact, we don't even have one. Go ahead and text us now to get immediate help. If you are and then I go into my groups. If you're a new practice member looking for an admin or scheduling need, do this thing. For me, go to my website. If you are a practice member who hasn't been in for a minute and you're looking to return for care, text us now. Text the number that you called now. All other callers are welcome to leave a voicemail, but please note we only check these messages once a week. Thank you so much for calling, and we look forward to blah, blah, blah. That's it. That's the voicemail message funnel. So can you imagine if you've got all of the things going on, or if you're at dinner with your spouse and you see the phone ringing and you know it's for the office, if that voicemail is in place, how it could allow you to just kind of take a deep breath. Right? You don't have to get the phone. The phone is taken care of. My rule of thumb for my private practice is there's no phone, because I don't even have a front desk, you guys. I don't have somebody in my office answering the phone anymore. I found for me, when I had somebody answering the phone, it was so distracting because I could hear everything that was being said. And if the work I do is very energetically oriented, and if I was doing my work, if I was in flow with my practice members, and I heard the person at the front desk saying something that triggered an emotional response for me, whether I didn't like the way it sounded, or it wasn't congruent with my messaging, or I could tell somebody was getting upset on the phone, I was distracted. I wasn't 100% present with my people. And for so many reasons, I decided that that way of practice no longer worked for me. And I knew the first thing I had to do was create a solution for the phone because they were going to call, right? I'm sure they still call, but I don't even know that they call now because it's all taken care of with automation. The next thing I want to put in your lovely brains is the concept of a missed call text back. So this concept means if someone calls my office right now, within a minute, not even a minute, they're going to get the following. They're going to get a voicemail drop, which says, hey, it's Dr. Jody. I saw we missed your call. Texting us is the best way to communicate around here. How can we help? They're going to get that. They're going to get a voicemail that sounds like that. They're going to get a text that reads like that. And then in 10 minutes, they're going to get an email. If we still have not heard from them, we're going to do the whole thing again tomorrow. Hey, I know you called yesterday. I wanted to make sure we didn't drop the ball. Our new friends are really important to us. And I would take a lot of time to write this kind of thing up. And then put the automations in place. And I'm going to show you what all that looks like. That's the voicemail message funnel. There are a couple of options with it. One option is that you can change it when you leave the office. So, and for Dr. Aaron's team, this might be a thing that you guys decide to do. You could have one voicemail message funnel that's, hey, it's Thursday, August 22nd at Light Source Chiropractic. We're busy serving our community with the best in care possible. If you are a duh, if you're a duh, if you're a duh, thanks so much for calling and make it a great day, right? That's your in-office message. And then you can have an away message. And the away message is, hi, you've reached Dr. Aaron's practice. We're out busy serving the best in care possible, whatever your tagline is. We'll be back in the office on Friday morning at 10 a.m. If you're a duh, if you're a duh, if you're a duh, da 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 da, make today awesome. I did that for years because I wanted people to know that this was real time. The problem with it was I would forget to leave the real time message when I was leaving. Like something would happen, the baby would need to be nursed, or like the dog would get out, whatever it was, right? And there would be a message on Wednesday that was from Monday, and it just didn't feel congruent. It didn't feel, one of the things that my practice members love most about me is how authentic I am, how I am the girl next door. They walk in and I give them hugs and kisses. That's my jam, right? I bite the toes. I stick my fingers in the armpits. Like I'm everybody's best friend in my office. If they get this incongruent, inauthentic messaging from my voicemail, they're going to call me on it. They're going to be like, Jode, you're dropping the ball. You got to get your act together. So think about what works best for you. If you guys have a practice that's serving 200-300 people a week, you might want to have a real time and an away greeting. Please, I beg of you, don't have the voicemail that's press 1 to do this, press 2. Don't do it, you guys. Don't do it, because where are most of people calling you from? What are they doing when they're calling? They are in their car. They're making all of their phone calls. How many of you catch up on phone calls when you're in the car? What happens if the car is on like CarPlay or speaker and you try to press 1 or 2 or 3? It doesn't work. Don't do that. That is like it's a 2015 voicemail. It's not a 2024 voicemail. Okay, so that's the system of the voicemail message funnel. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I put it together. Okay, you ready? So let me share my screen with you. What do I want to do here? I'm going to start with this. I'm going to share my screen. My mom's always like, Jody, don't chew gum when you go live. I just put gum in and I chew like a Jersey girl, so please excuse it. Okay, so when I was setting up this Zoom and all of the things I wanted to show you, now I have to spit my gum out. I realized that I didn't have a voicemail message funnel for the suite that I was going to use as an example today. So I'm like, okay, well, let's create one. So all I did, you guys, is I hit the command key twice on my keyboard. I opened up a note on my computer. I'm a Mac girl. So if you're a PC person, whatever you use for notes, and you're going to hear what I just went over with you. This is for Staffless Practice. It's not for my private practice. You have reached Staffless Practice and the Practice Suite. Reaching this voicemail means that we're serving other wellness practitioners, helping them to spread joy like wildfire to their community. The best way to reach us immediately is to text us now. You can text the number that you called. If you're a new client looking to learn more about our services, check us out online at gostaffless.com. Again, and I'll repeat this twice. Again, it's gostaffless.com. If you're a current practice member with an admin or scheduling need, please text us now. All other callers are welcome to leave their voicemail or your voicemail. We're wishing you the best in serving your community with the best care possible. Thanks so much for reaching out. You can see there are typos all over this because I was just talking into my computer. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up, how do I want to do this? I'm going to open up my voice memos. And this, you don't have to use this specific program, whatever you use to do recording. You can even, you guys, you can even call your number if you're not tech savvy and just leave yourself a voice recording and then pull that voice recording onto your computer. If you're one of our clients, we do all of this for you. It'll be my voice that people hear when they call your practice. Hi, this is Dr. Karen's wellness practice and da 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 da, right? We've even done it for like people overseas with this. I have this, Jewish mom Jersey accent and people love it. So, okay, this is how this works. You ready? You've reached Staffless Practice and the Practice Suite. Reaching this voicemail means that we're serving other wellness practitioners, helping them to spread joy like wildfire to their community. The best way to reach us immediately is to text us now. You can simply text the number that you called. If you are a new client looking to learn more about our services, check us out online at gostaffless.com. That's gostaffless.com. If you're a current client with an admin or scheduling need, please text us now. All other callers are welcome to leave a voicemail. We're wishing you the best in serving your community care with the best possible. I totally screwed it up, but you see how something like that can work, right? And you guys, usually I have to do this 15 times, but then it's a 15 and done. It's done, right? So then what I'll do is I'll take this recording. You see how I can move this puppy around and I'm going to drop it on my desktop. You're not going to be able to see it, but I want you to watch the next piece. Okay. Now I have a recording and the recording is I would probably do that again because obviously I screwed it up. The recording is a voicemail message funnel. However, I can't put that where I want to because it's in the wrong format. I'm going to show you how to change the format, and then I'm going to show you how I use this with a practice suite. If you are using this with Google Voice, if you are using this with whatever, an answering machine, if you're old school, if you're using this with a phone, an iPhone or an Android, you know what to do. Just hit record when you're going to leave a voice message. If you're using a practice suite, this is what this is going to look like. So you go into, and I'll go over the practice suite with you guys at another time if this is your first time seeing it. But essentially, I'm in settings here. So I'm in my settings. I'm in the business settings. I'm going down to where it says voicemail settings. I can set this to go immediately. I can set this to go in a minute, in 10 seconds, whatever I want. I like it to go immediately so that they're not sitting there waiting for somebody to answer the phone. You can also set it up so that when somebody calls your practice suite, yes, you get a phone number for it. It can be forwarded to another phone, and then that phone can have the voicemail message funnel. That's what I did for years. I forwarded it to a landline so that I had the choice or the option to pick up the phone and answer it, but I never answered it. So now I'm saving myself $300+ a month by not having a phone for my office. Okay, the other thing I want to show you here is you see how it says missed call text back? I'm going to check off enable missed call text back, and I'm going to leave a message here. And that it would say something like, hey, it's Dr. Jody. I saw I just missed your call. You're important to us. How can we help? Right? And then if somebody calls, they're not only going to hear my voicemail message funnel, but they're also going to get a text immediately. Then I can also create an automation that in 10 minutes from now, if I haven't heard back from them yet, I send them a voicemail drop or an email or a text, whatever works for you guys. So I do want to remind you of the concept of synapses. So Dr. Hannah, I think she hopped on. We were talking about this yesterday. The sense of smell is the strongest sense because it's the shortest amount of synapses from your brain to your nose. So when we're creating these automations, we want as few synapses as possible so that there's not a break in communication between the original message and where it's going. Does that make sense? The more synapses that are involved, like this happens and then that happens and then that happens, the more of a chance of a break in communication. So when it goes from a call immediately to a text message, immediately to a voicemail message funnel, it's the shortest amount of synapses possible. Okay, I want to share my screen again. I want to show you guys one more concept. So as I was saying to you earlier, I don't want to see that. I'm now going to have an MP4 file, but my practice suite can't use an MP4 file. It has to be converted to an MP3. I use like 3 different file converters. They're all free. So this one is cloudconvert.com, and I'll just Google MP4 to MP3 and watch how fast this is. I'm going to select file. I'm going to select the file that we were just messing around with, open, and then I'm going to convert it. You've reached Staffless Practice and the Practice Suite. Reaching this voicemail means that, and so on and so forth. You don't need to hear it again. And I'm sorry ahead of time that you have to hear my voice all the time. So, and then I'm going to download it. Okay. And I have it right here. And then all I have to do is go over to my suite and just drop it right there. Drop that like a hot potato. And then it's ready to go. If somebody calls my practice suite, that's the voicemail they're going to hear. I'm going to delete it though, because I screwed it up. Okay. So that is the voicemail message funnel, guys. And the point of this is to save you what? Time, energy, money, to protect your time, energy, money, but also the time, energy, money of the people who are calling. There's nothing worse than being received on the phone at an office where the people are miserable. There's nothing worse than having to dial 6 different, dial 1 to do this. Okay, cool. Now dial 2 to do this. Okay, cool. Now leave a voice message after a 30-second beep, right? Or being put with music on hold. I had to call Easy Pass yesterday, and I can't even tell you, like I was hiding in the closet having to listen to the music. Make it really easy for people to get in touch with you. And if you're not able to answer the phone, make it really easy to not have to answer the phone. Okay, so I'm going to stop my live stream now. If you're following us on Facebook and you want more information, go ahead and drop a comment below here, and I will make sure that we get back to you. Go make the world better with great care. Okay, and then I'm not leaving yet. Don't leave. I'm going to I just want to